Is science existent in nature? Maybe partly yes. It's not exactly that this is the form in which science exists, right? But every principle of nature, let us say gravity is there or anything else, they exist, but the form in which we know science is what we have created. So the human knowledge of gods is basically created by humans.
I am lost.
Now, so, okay, what is science? Science is nature's answer. I mean, this is again said by a famous scientist. Science is nature's answer to man's question about what the world is. Right? It is not exactly. So there are both sides of it. Is it true? Yes, it is true. It is verifiable. It is refutable. All those qualities are there. But if you remove the human understanding of world and talk of what the world itself is, that may or may not be called science. See what I'm saying? So the Devata, when you say from a human perspective, the Devatas have manifested themselves in countless forms to various humans in various locations. Right? The Matangi is there, or Saraswati is there. So many Devata forms have come. Neela Saraswati has come, Tara has come. So many countless forms. Now, are these absolutely the forms in which the world or the primal energies exist? They are two separate things. This is how we have perceived it. And Devata can be perceived in any form that you find dear to your heart or based on your comprehension.
So you're basically sort of saying that
they exist.
They exist, or
they
is it only perception
much
of a human being that? Okay,
it's not perception. It is basically humans systematizing of his understanding of the world.
So there is a knowledge principle, for example, which gives knowledge and learning and all of that. And we said that it is a goddess.
Correct.
It is a female form or a prakriti form. Yeah. And there is a certain energy to it. And have we ascribed form to it? That she is with a veena and so on.
Yes and no, because that is the form in which the Devata revealed herself to a rishi. Now there is a Saraswati with white dress, that veena, all these things. Now there is also a Neela Saraswati, right? So it's not just one single form in which she has manifested herself. She has manifested herself in many forms. There is a 4-armed, there is a 18-armed. There are many forms, multiple forms in which Saraswati can be envisaged, was envisaged, is envisaged.
Okay, so the energy is there, and that energy, that quality of the divine, that specific quality of the divine, which brings learning and knowledge.
Yes, so knowledge and learning, let us say, is Saraswati, the primary aspect of Saraswati, or the primary nature of Saraswati. That remains. In all various different forms of Saraswati, that still remains constant. When you say Shakti, similarly, it will be Gauri, it will be Durga, it will be Chandi, it could be Lalita, anything. But ultimately, you know that it is primal energy. Lakshmi, again, you have so many forms of Lakshmi. So when you say Ganesha exists or he does not exist, it's not just in one form he can exist. There are countless forms in which he can manifest.
And as revealed to the rishis,
yes,
to seers, people who have achieved some level in some sadhana. Yes, and human rishis, they have been revealed to human sages. You mean by rishis here? You mean
rishi can be anything. Rishi, Devarshi, human rishis. Yes.
Okay, so they have a certain form, which means that Ganesha, for example, has an elephant head, and maybe sometimes with the 5-headed Ganesha, or sometimes with the trunk on the left or on the right, and all of that has different meanings and so on. So that is what you meant by a substratum is sort of the same.
Yeah, that core principle is there. What is Ganapati, and then you have so many forms
of Ganapati, and that is the same case with, say, Saraswati or Lakshmi or Hanuman.
Shiva, yes, anybody. Correct. So Going further from there, these principles of knowledge or the primal principles are there in their absolute form. Now, how does a human relate to these things in his life? And how does he make them accessible for himself? That is where all these forms and worshipping of these forms, all this come.